Hi everyone, so Season 3 is around the corner, and with that we have a lot of really crazy new stuff to try, including new uniques. And one that struck my interest was the new rogue unique, the Beastfall Boots. So this one says that when you cast an ultimate skill, your next core skill consumes all of your energy and deals 1.5% increased damage per energy consumed. And using a cooldown restores 5 energy, like as a passive effect, it seems. So this is how that item works, and I was really intrigued to try to make this item actually function in a build. It didn't really seem like anything that would fit into existing rogue builds. This is something completely new to a rogue class that, well, especially lately has been very dominated by combo points and the typical, like, 1 to 3 and then, spend, and 1 to 3 and the spender. But yeah, how would you actually make this item work? So I tried to think of a build that would cast ultimates frequently and actually benefit from this item in some way. And I came up with this. This is a rapid fire death trap build. So this is something I cooked up the other day on stream, and I think this is going to be a really good way of actually utilizing this effect here. So the thing is that it's a pair of boots, you can't run flicker step, and this means that the only reasonable way to reset your ultimate skill cooldowns far enough to actually profit from this pair of boots is death trap and exposure. So that was kind of a given. So you need a lot of lucky hits, and you need something that actually deals single target damage, but you also need something that you can spam easily after you spend all of your resources on one single attack. So rapid fire came to mind, because rapid fire just refills its own energy. So you spend it all, but you get some of it back, and then you keep firing and you get more and more back. And then of course you can have like some resource recovery from other sources. We can even put in consuming shadows, which in the late game I actually kind of dropped here. But earlier you could do that if you want to. And well, we also have lots of lucky hit here to proc exposure more often. So that's kind of the idea. You spam death trap as much as possible, which in large pools is, feasible pretty much every few seconds or so, and then you get this effect all the time, but you still can keep firing because of the rapid fire resource recovery. So will that turn out to be one of the craziest builds ever? I don't really believe so, but I'm definitely excited to try this out. So this is kind of like a trap build, and has a bit of mobility still. There is the concealment as well, so I kind of like the idea of running this new aspect here, the resistant assailants as well. That gives you the concealment resets. And like this, you can also have easy Ghostwalker uptime, run really fast. And well, you have lots of shadow imbuement, lots of shadow explosions, lots of resource recovery, etc. So that's kind of the idea here. But there could be one thing that potentially makes this item really crazy. And that is the, well, untested synergy that this item has with Inner Sight. So Inner Sight is one of the specializations here that says that it fills your entire energy bar for 4 seconds and you have unlimited energy. Now, we don't know exactly of how this will work, and there's only one precedent in the game where Inner Sight actually does something kind of weird that could give us a clue. So basically what happens with Inner Sight is it sets your resources costs to 0. So you have this effect for 4 seconds, and then all of your spenders just cost nothing. They just say 0 in-game on your tooltip. And it fills up your entire resource bar once, and then has this like glowing energy globe on your resource bar. You might have seen that. So the thing is that behind the scenes, this is actually fake. This is just a facade, and your energy can still go down behind this animation that shows you have a full globe. And that animation will always show a full globe, because this is what Inner Sight is supposed to do. It's supposed to give you unlimited energy, so that's why they did that. But when you run Melted Heart of Selec, where you spend resources by taking damage, you can actually drain your energy and actually go, to 0 energy, even though it shows full. And it kind of makes me wonder what is going to happen with those boots, because we already had the precedent now in Season 2 with Melted Heart of Selec for rogue builds and this Inner Sight interaction. And well, they must have thought about this in some way, I think, making this unique item. So the question is it going to drain your resources and you're just going to have 0? And well, it's just like worst case scenario. It shows full, you have nothing. Well, tough luck. That would be a pretty major oversight, I think, in designing this item. But on the other hand, what if it actually works with Inner Sight? And then we could be talking about some pretty crazy stuff, because imagine you have, let's say, 150 total energy or so with like a Tables Will equipped and maybe like an energy roll here or there. And well, you get something like a 200% damage bonus while inner sight is active, and you can't even spend your energy, and you can just like spam rapid fire with a 200% bonus while this thing is active. That could be really wild if it works that way. Now, we'll be able to confirm that very soon, but there are also other synergies they can unlock here. So there is the Leirana's Instinct board. Leirana's Instinct has been like traditionally really terrible. I don't know if anyone ever used that. It's not like a completely useless effect, but on the other hand, the placement on the board is terrible. It's like really far away from like anything you kind of want here with the glyph socket, for example. And on top of this, almost no one was actually using inner sight in the first place. Now they try to buff inner sight a little bit, so you can see that here. This actually gives you another 20% damage buff multiplicatively for your core skills, or actually rather additional damage equal to 20% of your core skill damage bonus. So you can actually try to stack that up a little bit on your weapon rolls, for example. On the Paragon boards there are some core skill damage bonus effects, and you can actually get a pretty sizable damage multiplier here, at least for 3 attacks. So it'll be kind of interesting to see if we're actually going to start picking this up, if those boots work here. But I think if you want to try those boots out, this might be a good way to start, and we'll see what exactly happens with the inner sight specialization. Now, I'm not going to go over like every single detail of this entire build now. This is just like some kind of concept, you know, theory craft that I made here, and we'll see how this plays out. It's definitely something I want to experiment with, so stay tuned for an update on this video and I'll tell you how it went. But for me, this is like one of the most curious things to find out on the Rogue as soon as the patch goes live. If you want to try out the build for yourself, I will have that linked in the description, so go check that out if you like. And maybe you want to start this build even as soon as you acquire those boots, which doesn't seem to be too hard. It's dropping from Beast in the Eyes, so that's pretty much the only unique you kind of want in here. And then you can just start blasting with this setup and see how it goes. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this little like theory crafting and speculation session here. Let me know what you think, or what other builds you have in mind for this unique in particular, because I think it's just so different from whatever we have on the Rogue and could actually open up some pretty cool stuff. And that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time.